What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Vegan Manly Man TV. Today I'm going to be listing 10 things I wish I knew before I went vegan. All right, let's get right into it. Number one, people don't know that plants have protein. How many times do you guys run into this? Because I get it all the time. It's probably my number one question. Where do you get your protein from? This one makes me want to literally rip my head off and scream, but I get it, guys. A lot of people are genuinely curious and they don't know the answer to this. So where do I get my protein from? Right now I'm eating really clean. I'm doing a lot of whole foods. So I'm doing like oats in the morning. I'm doing rice. I'm doing tempeh. I'm doing tofu. I'm doing lentils. And I'm doing a protein shake after my workouts. Those are some of the big heavy hitters, but don't forget that everything has protein in it and has all the essential amino acids. Some foods have a better ratio of amino acids than others, but you don't have to worry about combining food. Just eat a varied, whole food, plant-based diet throughout the day and you will get all the amino acids you need. So next time somebody asks you, where do you get your protein? You can tell them that from food. What about you? All right, number two. The hardest part is not the diet or the lifestyle, but the social ramifications. Sometimes it's really hard when you go out, you're at a social gathering, you're at an event, and you're just in the corner not eating and everyone's like, what's wrong, man? Why aren't you eating? I don't know, Susan, probably because you bought all food that has animal products in it. And so you end up sitting alone eating French fries and drinking a beer. We've all been there before. Every vegan has been to this low place, sitting in a corner, maybe not alone, but at least eating some French fries. So I think this one is on the way out. Fortunately, there's vegan food everywhere. There's options everywhere to accommodate for vegans. So hopefully next time at your social gathering, there will be options for you, whether it's a wedding, whether it's a party, a barbecue. But that being said, still let people know, don't be afraid to say, hey, this is my lifestyle. This really means a lot to me. So no, I'm not gonna be eating cheese just this one time for you. All right, number three. Just because it's vegan does not mean that it's healthy. I made this mistake when I first switched to vegan. I was initially motivated by health reasons, actually, after watching the documentary Forks Over Knives. And after learning about the animal agriculture industry as far as the ethical side of things go, I got really motivated by the ethics and I said, screw it, as long as it's vegan, I'm gonna eat it. So I started eating really highly processed foods like mock meats and vegan mac and cheese. And now they have even crazier stuff like vegan Ben & Jerry's. So just because something is vegan does not mean that it's healthy. You still wanna aim for a whole foods plant-based diet and maybe throw in those products like 10-20% of the time to get a better balance. But that is a mistake. Any of you guys who are transitioning to vegan and maybe are still having some health problems, hopefully not, but look at your diet. Is it actually a healthy whole foods plant-based diet, or are you eating off? I thought I had my shit on do not disturb and it's a spam number. Wow, where was I after I was so rudely interrupted by that call? Do you guys get spam numbers like out the ass? Literally one day I had 80 calls. They were all from spam. 10 things I wish I knew before buying a cell phone. How about that? We're gonna make that episode next. One of them is spam calls. What one was I on?
3.
Number 3, no. Continued.
Yeah, you're on 3.
No, I was saying just because something's healthy, or just because it's vegan. Just because it's vegan doesn't mean it's healthy, guys. That's it. If you want to live a happy, healthy life, eat a whole foods plant-based diet. Oreos are vegan, French fries are vegan. There's a lot of junk food that's vegan. Okay, we're going to the next one. All right, number 4. People will feel judged by you even if you don't say anything. I hate this one. Somebody's sitting in a corner eating their pizza, eating their cheeseburger, and no matter what I'm doing, they're either apologizing to me or they're feeling like they're judged. First of all, if you're apologizing to me, you shouldn't be apologizing to me. That says something about your conscience. So that's the first step. Maybe you need to realize that something going on up here isn't clicking if you're apologizing to me. But I really don't want people to feel like they're being judged, okay? I've been doing this a long time. I've been treading in these waters for 7 years now, so I know how to navigate in a non-vegan world. That being said, don't feel like you're being judged by me. Some vegans are super judgy, but I'm not one of them, and hopefully other vegans are setting that example as well. We all used to be meat eaters, unless you're people like Carrie Kidd, who's been vegan since birth, or I fucked that up on the podcast too. Or Nimai Delgado, who's been vegetarian since birth. Okay, they get a little bit of a pass. But for the rest of us, yeah, we made those mistakes of eating animal products for most of our lives. So don't feel like you are being judged. Meat eaters, okay, everyone's on their journey. We obviously want you to learn and educate. And if you don't know, the ins and outs of the meat animal agriculture industry, of course we want you to know, but we never want you to feel like you're being judged. But we are so passionate about this mission, and that's why we really like to educate people. But hopefully you are not being a judgy vegan. All right, number 5. You're gonna be tagged in the same memes on the internet over and over and over again for the rest of your life. Guys, it's part of the gig. You go on Facebook, you get that one meme, the dreaded one. Psst, hey man, how do you know when someone's vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you. I heard that one 7 years ago, man, but nice try. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to deal with this for the rest of my life. People see a meme in the vegan community that makes fun of them, and it gets around quick, and then like 3, 4, 5 months later, it hits the rest of the non-vegan mainstream community, and all your friends wanna tag you in it. So you just gotta suck it up and put a little laugh emoji and be like, haha, that's a good one, man, and try not to be an asshole. But deep down inside, you're really crying. All right, number 6. Waiters will confuse vegan and gluten-free at restaurants. This one drives me insane. Hey, do you have any vegan options? Yeah, man, we have a gluten-free cupcake. Is it vegan? Yeah, it's gluten-free. Great. Why can people not differentiate between vegan and gluten-free? I love gluten. Give me all the gluten. Bread, throw a little Miyoko's butter on that. I'll take that all day. I freaking love gluten. I'm not eating it right now because I'm doing the 75 hard challenge, but once this is done, I'm probably gonna buy a loaf of bread and throw some non-dairy butter on that bitch and just go to town. I love gluten. Stop confusing gluten-free and vegan. All you waiters out there need to educate yourself. It's 2019. Beyonce's vegan. Come on, you guys love Beyonce. I know you know what vegan means. Gluten-free, vegan. Different. Stop it. Let's go to number 7. Not all vegans will be your friend. I learned this one the hard way. There's like a trend online where vegans just like to add each other just because they're vegan, which is cool. I mean, we're all pretty much on the same team. We're trying to make a more kinder and compassionate world, at least most of us. But I've met some crazy vegans, all right? And just because somebody is vegan doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna vibe with them on all other areas of life. And there's gonna be a lot of differentiating viewpoints and opinions that you guys have. Everyone is still an individual, and just because someone's vegan doesn't mean that they're gonna be your friend. Just because somebody's vegan and attractive doesn't mean that they're gonna be a good partner for you. So keep that in mind. When you meet someone that's vegan, that's awesome. You have an amazing moral connection on that ground. But beyond that, you still have to connect in so many ways. So if you're adding random, internet strangers online just because they're vegan, there's a chance that you might get into some arguments. And yeah, I've had some, people attack my friends. I've gotten into arguments with other vegans. And it just goes to show that we're all very different still. And, we're not always gonna agree on the same stuff. So it's great that you're vegan. It's great that I'm vegan. That's cool. High five. But that doesn't mean that I always wanna be your friend. All right, number 8. Once you pop, the fun don't stop. I don't like this title. Why did I make this title? Because this is actually a really sad conclusion. Once you open yourself up to the truth of one of the biggest lies and scams in the world, which is the animal agriculture industry, you open yourself up to learning about the other atrocities in the world. And that can be a really depressing thing. Once you know the truth, you kind of break down those walls. especially if you're making changes in your life that are going to help that solution, because then you feel like you need to make changes when you learn about other things, which is true and which has happened. Like for instance, now I'm learning a lot more about my environmental impact, and even though I am vegan, which is one of the top things that you can do to help the environment, you know, there's other things that I can be better on, as you know, as far as maybe using single-use plastic, you know, going out to eat and using to-go containers, that kind of stuff. So once I went vegan, I opened myself up to learning about these other things, and unfortunately that can just put a little bit more pressure on like feeling like you have to be perfect. And you shouldn't think of it like that, but it can be a little bit of a burden. All right, number 9 is gonna roll off of the previous one. With great power comes great responsibility. Once you learn about all these atrocities in the world, you now have the power of knowledge. And what you do with that knowledge can either make a difference in the world, or it can let the oppressor win. So when I first went vegan, I felt very hopeless. I felt like there's so much going wrong, what can I do? But one person really can make a difference, and it should inspire and motivate you to, for the rest of your life, be the best possible version and spokesperson for this cause, and really go out to make a difference. So you have this power and responsibility with all of this knowledge. Go out and make a difference, use your voice, don't let the oppressor win. And that can be a really tough challenge, and it's something that I did not expect to carry with me when I made this lifestyle choice. All right, we are on the last one, number 10. Don't go down the rabbit hole. What do I mean by this? Don't go down comment threads on social media. It's so tempting. I see somebody post a stupid comment on social media about every vegan that I know is super skinny and weak and protein deficient and nutrient deficient, and I just want to go on and literally just flex on them, but which I had done, by the way. Sometimes it's just really not worth your time. Some people are not there. And I actually say some people, I mean most people are not there to actually learn about the vegan lifestyle. They just want other people to come to their defense and make their ego feel better. So it's like you have these two sides who are just in like a war, and it's a battle going on where one side just, everyone's spewing out all these comments, and the people who agree with them are just making themselves feel better and creating this echo chamber. And then on the other side, you have another echo chamber going on, and nothing gets accomplished. So if you're gonna dive down the rabbit hole, make sure that you know your audience well. You can really actually gauge if somebody is genuinely interested just by the words that they say. If somebody's commenting on a post and saying bacon though, you know, chances are they're not willing to learn. Now that being said, there have been instances where people comment or troll and have actually been swayed to the other side. Alex Bez has a really good story about this doing outreach. You can listen to that episode on my podcast, Amazing Vegan Outreach, Alex Bez. Shout out. He has an amazing story of some guys who came up to a cube and started laughing, and you know, they were basically mocking this, you know, animal slaughter video that was playing on the screen. And he had a conversation with them, and they really started consider taking veganism seriously. But that's in person. You know, you don't have the keyboard and the screen that's hiding you. You don't have all these keyboard warriors. So just be very careful when you're online. I've spent hours wasting time, and I've given myself a lot of headaches trying to debate with people who just really don't care what I have to say. They are just waiting to reply. So they're in their head thinking about what they're gonna say next. They're not reading your comment and actually thinking about it. Be careful, guys. Stay safe out there. Don't go down the rabbit hole. And if you do, be careful. That's it, guys. Those are the 10 things that I wish I knew before going vegan. I hope that you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a follow on social media, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And if you haven't checked out my podcast yet, look up the Vegan Manly Man podcast on Spotify, on iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts. I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace.